Hello guys, let's talk today about the way you perceive your specific person. And most of the times, you do perceive them like a little prince or a little queen or a little, I don't know what the fuck. So, in this video, I'm going to explain to you that your specific person is not any different than your parents, your friends, your neighbor, your coworkers, your boss, because you have manifested relationships. And you do manifest relationships every day as a autopilot manifester. You manifest a relationship with your parents, you manifest a relationship with friends, coworkers. You even manifest your neighbor day after day to exist and be present in your reality. So how do you do it? I guess pretty much, and I can really bet that none of you is sitting around affirming for their neighbor. Like, I'm gonna see my neighbor today. My neighbor is gonna say hi. Well, unless your neighbor is your specific person, right? Unless you have a crush on your neighbor, then I think you would start affirming like, they say hi. But if you don't have a crush on your neighbor, I'm pretty sure you don't even do anything consciously to manifest them. And yet, there they are. So, how do you do it? How do you manifest your neighbor every day? Out of thin air. Unconsciously. By default. Not doing anything on purpose. How do you manifest your friends? And how come your specific person is different than manifesting your friends? Isn't it the same treatment that you get? You don't seem to take your friend's behavior personal when it comes to joking around. You don't seem to say, well, of course, if you have a good relationship with your parents or with your friends, you don't tend to say, well, my parents ghosted me. My mother ghosted me. I can't talk to my mother. You allow days to pass by without even talking to your mother or your father, and you don't assume that they ghosted you or that they don't love you. Or you allow days to pass by without hearing from your friend or your best friend. You still don't assume that you're not loved or rejected. So what is it about your specific person that makes you treat them differently? Well, first of all, is your perception that your specific person is any different, or the perception that manifesting a relationship with a specific person is any different than manifesting a relationship with a friend. Because if it is to think about it, well, isn't your specific person just a friend with benefit? You get a benefit of intimacy, the benefit that you don't have with your friends, right? Because they're just friends. But your specific person has the benefit of intimacy. Why would this little detail turn your world around and make you act and behave so differently? And make it such a big deal when you're actually manifesting tons of people every day without consciously affirming for them? It's because manifestation is effortless. No effort is required to manifest anything. Your perception, your false perception, has made you a prisoner, has enslaved you into a bubble that says SP is different. SP is way different than any other manifestations because it implies feelings, because it implies intimacy, and because you consider that they do have free will because their feelings are their own responsibility. While on your friends or on your parents, you don't feel like you're imposing your assumptions or you're imposing your commands because you say, oh, it's normal for them to love me like I'm their child, or it's normal for them to love me because I'm their friend. Well, guess what? You're not imposing anything on your specific person either. It's normal to be loved. It's normal to be married. It's normal to have a family. It's normal to have children. But unless you are going to change the perspective and unless you are going to understand that manifesting a specific person is no different than the way you manifest your neighbor, until then, you will never be able to have the results that you expect because you will keep putting the person on a pedestal making it an individual entity. You're going to put the relationship on a pedestal, the marriage on a pedestal, thinking that it's any different than a friendship. So my advice for you is accept for once that manifesting your specific person is the same way and requires the same amount of effort as manifesting your neighbor does, which is none. Now, in a way, you think your specific person is so different because you depend on their opinion, you depend on their answer, you depend on what they are going to say, if they're going to accept you, if they're going to love you. Well, at least on your neighbor, you don't give a fuck, to be honest, of his opinion. He'll continue to be your neighbor. You don't await for his permission or his words to label him as a neighbor. You don't care about your friend's opinion. You say, this is my friend. I don't care. You're my friend. So you don't take in consideration so much their opinion. You don't allow it to hurt you. You don't allow it to bother you, to influence you. So this false impression that your specific person is the one in charge of whether you're going to have a relationship or not, it's a very wrong impression, because they were never in charge in the first place. What they say, their opinion, shouldn't matter for you because they never had the free will in the first place. They are responding to your commands and to your assumptions the same way everyone and everything responds to your assumptions, to your commands, to your concept of self. I'm going to do a video about self-concept and what I believe about it. So, yeah. You don't take in consideration and you don't care too much about any other opinion. You don't allow it to affect you. Well, at least with your specific person, you allow yourself to be weak, soft, and control and rule your world when, to be honest, they never were in the first place. Your relationship doesn't depend on them. It doesn't depend on what they say. Your relationship only depends upon yourself, because you're the one that created the concept of relationship. You're the one that created your specific person. It's like you're actually playing. Do you remember when we were little and we were playing with dolls? And I think someone commented this. When you were playing with Barbie or whatever dolls. So, you are playing all the parts. You were playing with dolls. You didn't care about the opinion of the doll. Inanimate object. But because your specific person moves and talks and blinks at you, you think there's a thought behind those eyes, when actually there isn't. This is all for today, guys. I love you. Bye-bye.